In our quest to keep up with the learning, even through the tumultuous times, the Vinod Gupta School of Management, IIT Kharagpur, is proud to host Mr. Anil Bhasin, President at Havells India Limited. Mr. Bhasin joined Havells in 2004, and since then he has been setting and achieving his goals relentlessly. Besides serving as a president in over rupees 10,000 crore super brand, Mr. Bhasin is also the recipient of prestigious awards like Lifetime Achievement Award by Amity University, Brick of Change Award by Mr. Amitabh Kant, CEO Niti Aayog, and Marketing Role Model Award by Top Rankers. Being a motivational speaker, he understands that positivity gives the power to swim upstream and to rewrite one's own scripts. In other words, in an environment where competition is high and life is stressful, it is important to trust your team and give them the independence to work. We're glad to host a guest of this nature and look forward to what promises to be a riveting session and an inspiring session this Thursday. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for the kind words. Let me thank you all for two things. One is the time you have given me today. Second thing is the trust shown in me that I'll be adding some value to your life. Let me tell you, in the next 60 minutes, I'll put my level best to see to it that what experience I have of the 4 decades, I'll try to summarize in 60 minutes. I don't have any marketing PPTs because I have not done MBA. So I'll tell you some of the things ABC of the good life. And I won't start with the negativity because most of the things are negative in the Corona world. And your batch is most challenging because you are passing out and you are facing a lot of problems of the placement. I know about it. I'm sure about it. Let me tell you about the ABCDEFGH of life. The A stands for, when I say A, most of the people, they assume that now the word attitude will come. Let me tell you, the word attitude is not there. The word action is there. Attitude word is misunderstood. See, the meaning of attitude is a flow of thought at any point of time in your mind. It could be positive, could be negative. And positive attitude does not give you any guarantee for success. Negative attitude guarantee you for success. Positive attitude with proper action increases the probability of success, does not guarantee you for any success. Let me once again repeat. Positive attitude with proper action increases the probability of success, does not guarantee you for success. So the word A is action. Unless you act, nothing is going to happen. So and you have to act in a proper way. You see, if you are a right hander and you want to write with the left hand, both the hands are same, but you can't do it because you have not done the proper practice of using your left hand and you have been throughout your life using your right hand. So the proper action is very, very important. And the easiest thing to remember in the science is basically for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So action is very, very important. And the body remains in its space unless it is exerted by some external pressure. And the B stand for belief. You see, you have to have a self-belief. You have to have a trust in yourself that you can bounce back. For anything, unless you believe yourself, nothing is going to happen. You see, we all are a tourist on this earth. God has given us this journey to enjoy on this life. And unless we believe on ourselves that we have the potential, nothing is going to change. You see, we have to compete with the population which is of the world. And India also has a huge population. So you have to have a self-belief that you can achieve and you can bounce back. C stand for curiosity. You see, unless you have a curiosity, see, when we are children, we make drawing, we play, we do all things. We commit mistakes and we are not shy. And we have curiosity of asking questions to our parents that why sky is blue, why the ocean is so vast, why the birds fly. But when we grow, we try to analyze and judge things. I think you have to have the curiosity in your thing because in our education system, we are taught only to memorize and then to put back into the paper in the 3 hours. That is the kind of things what we have been taught in 14 years in school. We are conditioned. 6 years in college, we are also conditioned. We don't have any curiosity. We only are working to get a good job. and to get settled in your life. Settle means you want to get married, you have a partner. You don't know what kind of a partner after 25 years or 30 years you will have. And it is very difficult to have a compatibility between two human beings because every human being is a different human beings and we have all different fingerprints for each of them. And D stand for discipline. You see, unless you are disciplined, nothing is going to happen. If the train is not disciplined, if in the traffic you are not disciplined, nothing is going to happen. So discipline is very, very important in your life. And E stand for energy. You see, you have to have livelihood, you have to have enthusiasm. When you will go for an interview in any organization, they are going to check your body language. What do you mean by body language? Is that how much energy you have to show. You see, somebody asked, what is the definition of a healthy person? And the answer came, a person who wakes up in the morning and is having right energy to go into the organization to either go for the uh, service or he's doing his business or he into the politics or he's into the army. If he's fresh enough and he has got the energy and enthusiasm to do the things, then only the things would be live. And in interview, your energy level is also seen that whether you are come the shoulder down or shoulder up. And F stand for friends. You see, we have to have relationship. When I say friend, there are four types of relationship. The first relationship is the relationship of convenience that you have with your neighbors, with your close vicinity, because you have a convenience so that at any point of time you require any help you can. The second is the usefulness. You get connected to some politicians, some police, some doctors to see to it that how you can make use of it. Third is the common enemy. In the professional organization, you find your boss as a common enemy. Most of the people would always try to discuss about him, why he is not doing what he is doing. He is not supposed to do. And the fourth type of the relationship is basically the respect relationship between friends or the family or husband and wife. I think friendship is very, very important. And G stands for goals. You see, unless you have a goal, you will not reach anywhere. If you want to post an envelope to someone, you have to write an address. So without goals in life, if you are living, it is like posting a postcard without an address. It will not reach anywhere. And the last alphabet, which I will stop here, is H, is for habits. You see, bad habits are easy to come and difficult to live with. Good habits are difficult to come and easy to live with. So earlier, I used to focus more on attitude. Now I focus more on habits. And after the H is the alphabet I don't speak about it because I is the most selfish alphabet. And I'll stop here from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H of the good life. I think if you have, if you focus on these alphabets in the life, and I say that I have not done engineering, but I have done human engineering. In the last 4 decades of the professional careers, I have learned how to handle people, how to deal with the people. And when I do the live presentation, I start with the presentation that today is my birthday. Actually, on that day, every day I can't celebrate the birthday. And within the next 10 seconds, I said, I have done a prank of this. Why I say is my birthday that I say today is my, not my birthday, today is my rebirth. So I celebrate my rebirth every day. Whenever you wake up in the morning, you get a 1 day to live. The night when you sleep, you are almost half dead. And there are thousands of people, those who sleep in the night, they don't wake up. So we all should be fortunate to the God that we have got 1 day to live and we should live 1 day as the full day. And when I say today is my birthday, I give an offer to everyone, one and all, that you can get a gift from my side as a car. But the condition is that in your lifetime, you have to maintain the same car throughout your lifetime. You can't change the car. You will have to maintain the paint, engine, everything you have to maintain. Then I asked the student that which car you would like to buy. And most of the students say that I want to buy the most expensive car, whether it is BMW, Audi or Mercedes, whichever they like. Then the second question I asked them that if you know the driving, to whom you will give the key to the car or remote to the car? They say, I'll drive myself. Students, let me just tell you, friends, God has given you this body as the most invaluable vehicle to be driven on this earth. You have a limited time to drive this body on this earth. You see, between birth and death, B and D, the distance is already defined. So you have to see to it that. And when you have got this good body, you should ask you question that has the world seen the best of me? And the answer would be no, because we all do procrastination. We all wait for tomorrow to come. And let me tell you, tomorrow also have only 24 hours. Tomorrow will not have more than 1 minute more than 24 hours. So always value time and spend time in the right way. Now I'll take you to the presentation, and my presentation would be very, very interesting. So don't feel that I'll bore you in the presentation. I'll share the presentation and then continue talking. So what is the difference between, is the presentation visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
You see, you have to ask a question, what is the difference between human being and animals? You see, human being is ill-equipped and defenseless. Human being can't climb like a monkey. You can't swim like a fish. You can't fly like an eagle. But one good thing about human being is that the human being is has the ability to think big, and whatever a human being can think, you can achieve that. So I think human being has been given, and all those environment what we are enjoying today has been thought by someone else. You see, animals have to adapt to the condition. You see, a dog can't drink water if it is during the day. I would request all of you to please put it on the mute. Someone phone is on, and would request everyone to please put the phone on the mute to maintain the hygiene. And as a human being, what we can do is we can do karma. Karma means the kriya all human or animals can do. Doing something good for someone is basically the karma of the life which you have to do it and all. And what we have to see is that now I'll come to the first slide, which is there, that failure is not the opposite of success. You see, you have been to school for 14 years, you have been to college for 6 years, 20 years, you have been a successful person, you have never failed. Let me tell you, in your professional career, you will fail more number of times than you succeed. So failure is not the opposite of success. Whenever you face failure, is a part of success. You will have to try, fail, learn, and repeat. Let me tell you, more number of time in life you will fail. That will be process. So don't have any stigma or don't have any inferiority complex at that point of time. That why I have failed. You see, Benjamin Franklin said that most of the people they die at the age of 25, but they are actually buried at 75 or year they die. The meaning of this is that we stop dreaming big. You see, we should all do daydreaming, at all the times. You see, when a child is small and he goes to a kindergarten and he sees toward the roof and he is doing daydreaming, the teacher says that you are not attentive. And the child at that point of time understand that the meaning of attentive is only to see the face of the teacher, whether you are mentally present over there or not. So we are stopped to dream big, to do a daydreaming. So always think big, always dream big. And our education system also has not been that good, because Britishers, those who ruled us for more than 200 years, wanted us to understand English, speak English, and follow their instructions. So we have been done the education to give answer in yes or no, and we have never been taught how to handle failures. We have never been taught how to handle objections. In life, you will not be given the questions. So you are a second year of MBA. I'll take this liberty of sharing one example of the sales, that when you will go into the sales, you will be always asked that your price is expensive. This is an objection. This is not a question. You can't give the answer, yes, my price is not expensive. If you say my price is not expensive, they will say, go and check the competitor price. And if you say, yes, my price is expensive, they will say, give me the discount. So this is an objection. How you handle this objection is you have to go toward the side of the purchaser and say, I understand I understand price is one of the important criteria in taking this decision, but let me tell you about the quality features after sales service of my product. Then you can decide whether you want to go for whether our product justify that price or not. So you have to see to it that you have to handle those objections rather than giving the answer in yes or no. You see these pictures, those who are you are seeing are all the founder chairmen of the computer companies, including Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Michael Dell, Paul Allen. They all had one thing in common, that they all were college dropouts, but all created history, all became billionaires. So I'm not saying education is not important. You all are fortunate that you have got a good education. All those who are from the different countries, but these all are Indians. Dhirubhai Ambani, Mr. Oberoi, and Mr. Munjal of Hero Honda. Ritesh Agarwal, being a young like you, also created a history of making Oyo Room, and Sachin Tendulkar also did have the right kind of a formal education to see to it that he grew. So you are all fortunate that you fall into the percentage of 0.001% of the world population, those who are well-to-do, those who have got shelter, those who have got all the three meals. And I can take this liberty of discussing with you that you should all think big, because very few people think big and very few people become leaders. Balance all become followers. You see, when I say think big, the picture which you are seeing is of Dick Fosbury in 1968 Mexico Olympics. He did the high jump of 7 feet 4.5 inches, and his height was 6 feet 5 inches. How can a person jump, high jump, 1 feet more than his height? But you see how he jumped. He jumped in the reverse direction. And today also the kind of this kind of high jump style is called as Fosbury flop. It is named on his thing. Earlier, it was done into the forward direction, standard direction, where the knee used to hit the bar. So always think big. You see, these companies, those who have not changed, Kodak and Nokia, the market share, you all know what was the market share earlier and what is the current market share. Don't fear. I have shared that you will always face failure, so don't fear. You see, 75% of the snakes are not poisonous, but people die because of heart attack. Today, you are all fortunate that you can go to the foundation like Peter Thiel, who has created a person like Ritesh Agarwal. You see, Uber, Ola, Swiggy, Zomato, all these things have been solved. In the last 20 years, the kind of technology, whether it is Google, you see today Google is so convenient that the drivers coming from any part of the country can come into the metro station, and with the help of the Google map, they can start a profession of driving by not knowing the geography of any big metro, and which is very difficult to understand the geography of a metro unless you have driven the entire city with your own two-wheeler or a four-wheeler. So all these things have been done in the last 20 years, and everything you need is already inside you. You all are fortunate that you all have the good education, good family background. Don't wait for other to light your fire. You have your own matches, so you have to ignite yourself. Every person has a diamond in him. The only thing is that you have to do the sharpening and polishing. That is why you come for a formal education in a good institute like this, that for sharpening and polishing you have to come, otherwise the diamond is within you. You see, we can't prepare the youth for a prepare the future for our youth, but we can certainly prepare the youth for the future. Why I do this kind of webinar is that I want the youth to be prepared to handle this future of the country and the world, so that the future of this world is in the right hands. And we as the generation, we can't prepare the future for youth, but we can certainly prepare our youth like you for handling the future. You see, a bird sitting on the tree is never afraid of branch breaking. So you should all have a confidence in you. When you join an organization, never depend on the organization name, whether it is Apple, Google, or Infosys, or HCL, or whichever the TCS as name of the company. Always have confidence in you that you as a person can do anything. And if you have trust in yourself, then I think trust is the most wanted ingredient of success, that people should trust you. And they say if you love someone and don't trust him, it's not the true love. But if you trust someone, slowly and gradually you'll start loving that person. And in relationship in your life, when you deal with the people, The trust will be the most important factor in the relationship building. So you should do a self belief, trust yourself that you are the right person on this earth to make a difference. And people in this future generation will remember you as a person. You will not cross the journey. You see, negativity is there into this. You see, ship doesn't sink because of water around them. Ship sink because the water that gets inside them. So negativity is there into the world. Please don't see that negativity goes inside. Human being by default is programmed negative. Human mind. You have to feed positive right from the word go in the morning. You have to see, yes, today I've got the day to live and I'll live the day in the way I want to live rather than somebody else driving the day. You see, human mind works with the acceptance and the non-acceptance. When I'll explain you, if why do you get things angry and why you become tolerant? Because if the things are not the way you want, you become angry, and if the things the way moves the way you want, you get tolerance. The second thing is why you get a fear and why you get the adventure is that if the things are uncertain, like today's scenario, everything is uncertain and you are having a fear of corona. You see, if you go for a mountaineering, river rafting, or a bungee jumping, you always have a fear of death. But if you overcome that fear, you will have an adventure. And today, I think the kind of tolerance what you have got and the kind of toughness you as a batch is going to get is thing will make a difference, and you will be a tougher diamond than any of the diamonds in the past or in the future. And if the things someone else have don't have jealousy, always have an inspiration. And if someone hurts you, don't have hatred, always give forgiveness. So your mind works with the acceptance and non-acceptance. There is a serenity prayer I would like to say, speak here. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, and courage to change the things that I can, and wisdom to know what I can and what I cannot. There are certain things in the life you can't change because you are one of the creature on this earth who's come as a tourist. God has given you to enjoy the journey every day. You see, when we go as a tourist to any country, we enjoy every day, every moment we enjoy. So you should feel that you are a tourist on this world, on this planet, and you have this vehicle to be driven. And this is the priceless vehicle. So you drive yourself rather than giving key to someone else. Always drive with your heart. They says if your mind can conceive it, Muhammad Ali said, if your mind can conceive it and your heart can believe it, then you can do it. Art of living is like playing an instrument. You first have to learn to play the rules, then forget the rules and play for the. You see, when you go for the driving or you go for swimming, you always try to learn the rules. But when you enjoy, or in the music also, but when you enjoy, you forget the rules and play with the heart. And that is why there's a difference between an artist and a painter. A painter is a person who paints what sells, but an artist is a person who sells whatever he paints. So MF Hussain or AR Rahman, whatever he sings will be tagged for a price of crores. He sang a song for the Indian government charging 5 crore rupees for the national kind of an integration. You see, 5C philosophy. A person will be successful with or without formal education. There are many people, those who didn't have the formal education, but they have been successful. You are all fortunate that you have a formal education. But formal education, you should have a character, you should have conviction to do the things, you should have courage to see that whatever you can bounce back, and the commitment should be there to self, not to your parents, not to your friends, not to your family, not to your teachers, not to anyone. You have to make a self commitment to yourself that you are going to you are going to become a good person. And the last thing is that you should be having a courtesy in your life to see to it that how you behave with your juniors and your peer team, because in the professional career you will be hired for your skills but you will be fired for your behavior. Let me tell you, there are people those who join an organization having experience of a decade or 2 decades. They are fired because of behavior because they don't know how to deal with their team mates, and the skill is there but the will is there. You see, as a student, you should have a patience and the hard work like a crow and a water story what you have had that is called as Kak Chesta. Second is an intense focus on the goals, like a crane on one leg to pick up a fish, which is an bhako dhyanam. You have to have a focus on the things and all. You should have alertness like a dog. You see, dog never sleeps. In the night also, if a little whisper is there, he will wake up. Right thing to the body. You see, alpahari. You should eat right things. You should give right kind of a feedback to your body, to your eyes, tongue, and smell. Why I say that in your mobile you have all the liberty to go and see any kind of the movies, but whatever you want to see with your own eyes should see. Whatever you want to speak, you should see, and whatever you want to eat, you should see. You see, human body has got 9 holes, and from these all holes, the secretion which is come, it all smells. The only thing, good thing, what you can speak is from your tongue, and God has given you a beautiful tongue to speak right things rather than leave your comfort zone. You see, in the Gurukul, why the king's children were sent? Because to leave the comfort zone. When in your professional career you get an opportunity to move out of from one city to another city, please take that opportunity and move out, because you will only learn when you are out of the house rather than working close to your hometown. I know in the interview most of the students say, yes sir, I want to go anywhere in the country, but actually, when the transfer is done, then they have all the excuses. My mother is not well, my father is not well, my grandmother is not well. I want to be close to them for a short span of time, and throughout their life, they want to be close to their family. So always leave your comfort zone. You see, the ships, a skillful mariner, a smooth sea never made a skillful mariner. So always the tough sea had made the skillful mariner. So if you want, if you get an opportunity to work in India, you see India also has got a very big country. It has got 27 states, and each state is like a country. If you work in India in all the four geographies like east, west, north, south, then only you will be able to handle the all India position rather than only working in east and having an idea of east. You will not have the idea of what people are working in the south. You see, India is the youngest economy, consumption led economy. Why I say that 65% of the population is below the age of 35. You are the population, those who are there. That is why I said youth is the thing who will change. So today youth is ready to change, is confident enough to take decision, and the consumption also is there, a huge consumption, because your grandparents have gone through a phase of sacrifice, your parents have gone through a phase of compromise, you are living your life. So you should fulfill your parents dreams, your grandparents dream through you. Go and talk to them how hardship they have faced to make you bring to this institute or this level of an education. They didn't have the luxuries of going abroad, going by air, going on a going to as a tourist to any other places and all. And they didn't have the luxury to change the things. You see, I have studied with the second-hand book, but today children they all have the new books. They whatever you want to ask, you get it. You are born in the yes generation. We were born in the no generation. We didn't get anything in the first stage. We always had to earn for it. There's one another story is that in life you don't get guarantees, you don't get warranties, you only get opportunities, and you are not lucky. And luck is not for everyone. You see, there was a bookstall. A boy at the age of 25 used to go to the bookstall every Saturday and used to buy a book, but he never read that book. And the moral, why the objective of going to the bookstall was that the bookstall owner daughter used to come to the bookstall on Saturday to do the gift wrapping, and his objective was to go and watch the girl. And slowly and gradually, the girl also fell in love with the boy, and both of them only had the single-sided love. No, no, both never they expressed because the father was in on the shop. So after a year, after 52 weeks, when this person, then when this boy come to the shop, he says the girl is not there. And couple of weeks, he saw that the girl is not there, and then he asked the stall owner where the girl is there, and the father said the she got married. He came home like Shah Rukh Khan, started tearing all the books, and the first book which he unfolded the gift wrap, there was a slip on the cover page that meet me in the park in the evening at 7 p.m. The moral of the story is that all 52 books had the same yellow slip on the first page, and the opportunity was so close to him. that neither the boy nor the girl took that opportunity to express themselves. So always take that opportunity. There are no guarantees, there are no warranties, there are only opportunities given. The opportunity is like biscuit dipped in a tea if you can't wait for a longer time. And when you see when the rain comes, there are few people, those who enjoy rain, balance all crib why the rain has come, now the water logging would be there. You are an MBA student, the full form of an MBA which you will get as a degree is basically Master of Business Administration, which in my view should now be changed. You are not going to become a police commissioner or a deputy commissioner who can give a lathi charge order or a lockdown removal order. The revised form of the MBA now should be Master of Business Adaptation. You see, there is a Darwin theory, and it says that it is not the strongest of the species that survive today, not the most intelligent one. The species that survive today are the species those who are responsive to change. So your life would be now transforming from a student to a professional to a married boy, so a boy or a girl. So you have to see to it that you will have to adapt to yourself and things. And understanding role when you go in a professional career, when you go to a country after the immigration officer, you meet the taxi driver. And in the professional career, when the person goes in the organization, he meets the HR. And basically, people don't follow leaders, people follow followers. People are our biggest assets, and actively engaged people are our assets. So you have to actively engage yourself. The four P's of marketing you already know. These are the four P's of marketing from my side. If you wish to take it, you can take it. There should be a purpose of your life. You see, between birth and death, what is the purpose of life? Why you are on this planet? What is your purpose of life? And you should have a passion. You see, people can copy anything, people can't copy the passion of it. You see, the way Kohli plays, the way Dhoni plays, the way Sachin plays, the kind of passion what they have done, the way Malinga spent times into the cricket. You see, the passion has to be there to try the things. And if you have a passion, you will have a career. And if you don't have a passion, you will only have a job. And people skills also is to be required. You see, when you grow in your life, when you are in school or college, you don't have any collaborative approach. But when you actually work in the organization, you will have to have a people skill. So people skill is very, very important, which you need to have it throughout your life. And one of my reason of success into this life is basically I had the people skills to handle the people in the right way and to work with them and give them the authority, give them the delegation of authority to work. I'll come to my own failure journey also, that how I have grown into my life with a very very limited educational qualification. And the last P is the pride. You should always be proud of your country where you are born. You see, the country where you are born is not your choice. The family which you are born, the religion which you are born. So you should be proud of your family, about your company, about your religion, about your state, about your college. You should not crib that I should have got admission into IITs or IIM. Otherwise, now I have got this, so I'll only settle for this. So unless you decide yourself, unless you believe that you can earn 1 crore rupees or 2 crore rupees or 10 crore rupees, you will not going to get it, the things in your things. And there's a law of personality. You see, looks, your body height, color, and features are already fixed. You can't change that. But what do the looks means? People, those who are into the go to the UN, they all are not white. So you should be neat, well kept, clean shaven, or if at all you have a beard, keep it in the right way, appropriately dressed and lively. Lively means you should have energy and enthusiasm when you are working into the things and all. You see in the cricket, the players those who are into the slip or the forward shot leg are the only the players those who are lively. The lazy are kept on only on to the boundary, so that they are only to stop the ball over there. But the slip players are all the players those who are lively, those who are actively engaged into the thing. Second is the action. Your body language, behavior, mannerism, etiquettes, body language all matters when you go into a professional career. And the other thing is the words. What you speak, vocabulary, sentence structure, reasoning, and simplicity. You should not get the things complex. And for success, you have to be creative. You should create an activity. You should have a common sense, and the communication should be clear, not the clever. Why I said common sense? When you go for an interview, people are not going to check your intelligence because in your CV, your percentage is already mentioned. They don't want to check your brain intelligence. They will only give you some silly questions to see to it that how you respond to it rather than to react to it. Most of the people do reaction, but the meaning of the full form of responsibility is the ability to respond, not react. So common sense is common, and it is not with everyone. So it's not that common that everyone can have it. So always work for a common sense. Always have a creative thinking. These are the last few slides, and then I'll keep the session open for Q&A. Before that, I'll narrate within a minute my own failure story. You see, what we can learn from a pencil is that what actually important is lie within us. I've said that you all have diamond within you. The size of the color, the pencil or the color of the pencil is not making. It's the lead which is inside makes the difference. Unless what is within you comes out, will not be able to make an impact. When you go to an interview, unless what is within you, you speak out in the next 10 minutes, nothing is going to, he's not going to select you on the basis of your CV that you have got 95% marks, you have passed out from a good school, you have got a good height, you have got a fair color. So you will have to impress with what is inside you rather than depending upon your CV. At times, when we interview the person, we don't even look at the CV. We only see to it that what is inside him is going to impress. That's why I say the meaning of an interview is what is inside you, rather than the outer view that what is your size of the body, color, weight, features. And at times, you have to sharpen your skills. You all know, and if you break, you have got a razor. You can make one to two and two to one. And when you grow in life, you always have a work life balance between your physical, mental, spiritual, office, home, and social. Because you see, when you must have played the lemon and the spoon race, that the boy who wins the race is a person who has got lemon in the spoon, or the person who's running fast. So don't, for your professional and academic goal, don't run so fast that your lemon falls down. The lemon here is basically your health, relationship, and family. Please give due importance to your health, family, and relationship, keeping in view your success in your life. And the perks, what you should have in your professional career is the participation. If the organization gives you an opportunity of participation, if you go in a very large organization, you will not get the participation, you will not be recognized. So you should get an environment to grow. The fertile environment should be grow so that the seeds are giving the right kind of result. And the right recognition is there. If you are working with a small team, you will be recognized in the right way. And knowledge base also should be improved, and you should get a special style in the thing. You see, the helicopter style of Dhoni is still remembered, that he is the exclusive style of his living. You see, the Steve Jobs way of presentation of unfolding of the whenever he used to launch any product, it was a style and nobody can copy it. So you should get a style also. This is my last slide. What are the takeaways from the today's presentation is that be a lifelong student. Your earning is directly proportionate to your learning, and be a lifelong student. Always spend 1 hour every day on your education, your learning. Otherwise, your growth will be all stagnant. Follow your passion, do what you like, but love what you do. Whatever you want to do, always drive your passion. Be yourself, don't imitate, don't copy anyone. You see, Amitabh Bachchan is Amitabh Bachchan, Abhishek Bachchan is Abhishek Bachchan. Sonia Gandhi can't become Indira Gandhi. So every person is a unique person. So you have to live your life yourself rather than copying anybody. Don't have one role model. Always take the good features from everyone and try to take advantage of that. When you grow, develop people around you. Why I do this kind of a webinars with the student is that I want the youth to grow and develop. And when you grow after uh, 30 years, when you are there in the retirement age, or the young people are with you, always develop people under you, because we as a life, we have to see to it that we are not here to do a kriya to pass on the journey as a normally as a passenger, but you have to live like a tourist, and you have to see to it that the other people also do. And the last thing is that be a good storyteller. Story sells, fact only tells. So whenever you always develop this skill of storytelling. You see, what is the difference between the today prime minister and the previous prime minister is that he's a good storyteller. No matter the education qualification or the family background, but you have to have a belief that you can become a prime minister, you can become a chief minister, you can become a CEO of the organization, you can become the leader, you can become the you can become start an industry. And I am on the LinkedIn also, and I am on YouTube also. I have a channel called Anil Basin Talks. If you go and want to see more of my videos, you can go and see it. Now I'll stop the presentation, and I would now keep the session open for the Q&A, and anybody can ask the question or whatever you want to ask at any point of time. Stop sharing. Yeah, fine.
Sure, sir. So mostly the students just post the questions in the chat. We're waiting for a few questions to pop up.
You can ask questions from your side. And let me tell you, before you ask a question, let me tell you, I am an ordinary BSc graduate with 58% marks. And I did master degree through correspondence. And I did management course also through a part-time. So I secured only 58% marks in my higher secondary. In my BSc also 58%. I didn't get admission into medical or the defense organization. I applied for a number of LDC, UDC, probationary officer, or even the SSB, but I didn't get. I got a job in sales, and in the last 40 years, I have grown from a position of a sales officer to a president of the organization. So, if you have a passion to drive yourself, and if you know how to handle people skills, then I think you can sky is the limit for you. You have many examples of people, those who have the passion and didn't have the formal education. So you all are fortunate that you had the formal education, and you can then, I think, go to the sky height. So you can ask the question. I am not reading the chat. If someone can ask the question, I can reply.
Sure, sir. Sir, I'll read out the questions for you.
Yeah.
So the first question is from Uday. He says, "Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful session. In the highly competitive market today, it's easy for us to fall into a race because of the fear of missing out, irrespective of whether that's our passion or not. How can we introspect and focus on our passion without doubting ourselves?"
You see, you have to have a self belief. I said human mind by default is programmed negative. You see, we are all are fortunate that we are all are not having any physical disability. So we should all be thankful to God that we are we are physically fit, and we can drive our passion. Always see to it that what is your skill set. Why I have shared with you is my failure, that I was not a very intelligent boy who got good marks in the school or the college. But I had the passion of meeting people. So that's why I choose sales as a career. And let me tell you, I got the first job in Procter and Gamble where I worked for 1 year, and I left the job. I was unemployed for 3 months. I left the job because there was no one to handhold me. The only catalog and the visiting card was given to me to go into the market. So again, I did the self introspection, and I realized that meeting people is my strength, and art of storytelling is my strength. So then I came again back into the organization, and I started working. And for the last 4 decades, I have been driving my passion to see to it that how effectively you can interact with the people and grow in your life.
Thank you, sir, for answering that with your experience itself. The next question is from Shraddha. She asks, "How should we maintain healthy physical and mental state in these challenging times to ensure our professional growth?"
Oh, see, one thing is that never think negative about yourself. Always think positive. I've shared a serenity prayer that God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. there are certain things you can't change. So all why you want to crib? You see, if your height, if the Shah Rukh Khan, Amir Khan, and the Salman Khan height is not at par with the Amitabh Bachchan, so they don't crib that they are not as tall as Amitabh Bachchan. So there are certain things which are within your hands. So think positive. Always work on your strength, and always there's in the organization there is never an income gap. There's always a skill gap. Always work on your skill. What is your skills? If you are good in technical, go into the technical. If you are good in photography, go into the photography. If you want to go in acting, go into acting. If you're good in music, go into the music. Drive your passion. Share with your parents, they will allow you. Don't have that inhibition that your parents will not allow you. Because all things which they had told you not to do, you all have done it. But if you go and tell them that I want to do this, and you have a passion and you have a conviction to do, you're slowly and gradually your parents will support you, including the love marriage.
Thank you, sir, for that answer. Next, we have a question by Devanshi, which is something related to what you just answered. So she says, "Thank you, sir, for such an informative session." She says, just like you had mentioned that you identified your strengths, how should we identify our qualities that can drive us ahead in life? How does one go about identifying these qualities?
You see, when I said about the friends in the F, you should have 4 or 5 friends, those who can give you a right kind of a feedback. You see, 95% of the people are there to laugh on you, make a joke of you. So there are 4 or 5 good friends, and you should be ready to accept the negative feedback also. Most of the people want to know the good feedback, good things about them. As a leader also, you should always be open to the feedback, which is critical feedback. And the second thing is that you should be very open to learn from your juniors. You see, the full form of MBA in our profession, in our business world is called as MBA. मुझे बहुत आता है. Always learn from your juniors, because the kind of knowledge what you are having today, 10 years or 20 years down the line with the technology, this knowledge would be outdated, and you will have to have your learning skills updated, and you will have to learn from your juniors. So these two skills are very important. Have a critical feedback from your close friends, those who are not friendship of convenience or friendship of gaining something from you or a common enemy. Those who are the friendship, those though is a kind of a good relationship, trust kind of a relationship, a respect kind of a relationship.
Thank you, sir, for that answer. Uh, so the next question is by Aaron. He says, "Thank you for the session," and he asks, "What are the things that you, as an interviewer, would look in your prospective employees?"
You see, one is the we don't because when a person comes for an interview, there are some basic criteria that we want to only have people those who have this education background. The job profile is already there, and the education also is fixed that we only want people those who are 70% or above, 60% and above. So those are the entry points. But when we see a person, what we actually see is that how passionate he is and how open, transparent he is, and what is the kind of energy level within him to contribute to the organization. You see, we hire people to contribute for the growth of the organization. We are not giving an employment to a person to fulfill his basic needs. So our role is that our purpose of the organization, any organization, is to grow, and we want actively engaged people. You see, Gallup study has done that there are only 13% of the people those who are actively engaged. Balance, some are 50% of them are partially engaged, and most of them are disengaged because they come to the office for 2 time ka punch and 1 time ka lunch. They only work for the paycheck, and that is why most of the people after the independence wanted to go for a government job, because they always wanted to have a job security rather than the performance appraisal system.
That was a really insightful answer, sir. And since you talked about education, we have a related question. It's by Shubhadeep. He says, "Good evening, sir. Thank you for the wonderful presentation." And he asks, "What's your take on the new education policy? Will it be sufficient to generate substantial muscle to think innovatively and imagine differently for the next generation?"
You see, I shared with you the objective of the Britishers was basically to make Indians slave throughout their life, and they only wanted us to understand English, and that's why we have learned English so that we can communicate in English. But the political system is so that they don't want people to have more of a creativity. So till today, our focus was only on the memory recall. But in the new education policy, I think let us see how it is implemented, because on the paper it seems good. But unless some creative job is studies are done in the school or in the college, rather than memorizing the books which are of no use. You see, you remember Pythagoras theorem only on the day when you have to give an exam, or Archimedes principle. The next day you don't remember that. No? So what is the use of study? And the kind of studies what you're doing, what you have done in engineering is of no use, because down the line 4 years your technology is going to change. So more of a creativity, irrational brain usage has to be there. But I think a fairly good attempt has been made for the new education policy. Let us see how it works.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your perspective. The next question is by Saurabh. He says, "Thank you for the very inspiring session, sir." He says, "As you mentioned, that failures are an integral part of life, and we should not fear failure. I would like to know that how do we deal with such a failure, and what is your personal exercise after having?" Sorry, sir. Just a minute. So he says, "What is your personal exercise after having a failure that helps you make a fresh start?"
You see, the full form of failure is fear is false evidences appears real. These are all false ones. You see, we are say we are when we are child, हमें बोलते हैं अंधेरे में भूत आ जाए. Nobody has seen a ghost, but we are falsely told that somebody will come and you have to have a fear. You see, let me just tell you, I have shared my failure with you that when I joined the career, and that point of time, getting a job into a multinational was a dream come true. But I failed, because, and when you go into the sales career or any career, you will fail more number of times. That's why I shared. In sales, out of 10 calls, 8 would not be productive. So that is a process. You should not have a guilty conscience within you that you have failed. Always think that the process is there. When you have an education qualification of a BTech and an MBA, and you go into the sales and you fail, so you have a self doubt in yourself that you are not the right candidate for sales. But it is a process. So when we hire people, we always tell them that when they come back in the next day, we always tell them, don't worry, this is a process. But if you are not able, if you are not sharing your things with him, so they will internally, he will not have a self belief, and he will not have a trust in himself, that he will always have a doubt that he is not doing a right presentation, or he is not speaking in the right way, or he is not having the connect with the other person. So you always have to see that failure would be there in any part. You see, when you in the athletics, you practice for 15 years for 15 seconds.
Thank you for that answer, sir. Sir, the next question is by Anubhav. He says, "Thanks for sharing your experiences with us." And he says, "Due to the coronavirus and the subsequent lockdowns, we have seen that people are facing psychological and emotional pressures. How do you think we should keep motivating ourselves during these times?"
You see, engagement is very, very important, and you have to engage yourself. You see, if you leave your mind, its mind is like a vacuum. If you don't feed positivity, negativity automatically will go. So always engage yourself, and always, today you are all fortunate that you this is a distraction also, but it is a very, very useful instrument to engage yourself throughout the day. And you should spend time into the positive thinking. You should go and see some TED talks. You should always go and view some good YouTube videos. You should read some good content. You should improve your vocabulary. You should improve your communication skills. You should speak to your friends. And when you speak to your friends, you will find that they also are having into the same thing. So when you discuss with your parents, when we were young, our parents used to share with their friends that my son also has secured this much mark. So they all used to vent it out, and venting is very important, because if you keep within you, you will always have a heart attack or your brain hemorrhage, because you are not trying to engage yourself, or you are not sharing the things with your own friends or the family or close things and all. And your friends knows you, what you are. You can only bluff them by saying that I have got this much percentile, but in the on today's net thing, electronic media, everyone knows what is the percentage. So be fair with everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for answering all the questions. Uh, the ABCDs of life that you shared, the need for living life to the fullest, making failures a part of your success, and especially the need for us as future leaders to think big, dream big, and sharpening ourselves and trusting yourself are sure to go a long way with us. The insights that you shared about the 5 C's, the quality that young leaders should be having as a lifelong student, and the different versions of 4 P's of marketing were truly enlightening. It was a great opportunity to learn from your experiences, and we are extremely grateful to you for sparing your invaluable time to interact with us. We look forward to similar such engagements in future. We hope that this will be the start of a lasting relationship with you and your organization. And thank you once again for taking out the time and such an inspiring session.
Wish you all a healthy and successful life.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Be the future leaders.